Welcome to the series Studio Talks, brought to you by Texas Wesleyan's Mass Communication Department. I'm your host, Dr. K.L. Colley. Each week, we'll talk with a mass communication professional who has visited our campus. In today's episode, we'll hear from the Fort Worth Weekly's Jeff Prince. Let's take a listen. So thanks for joining us today, Jeff. We're so happy you're here.
Oh, glad to be here.
So you've been in communication for how long?
My first newspaper job was in 1985 at Lufkin Daily News. I was in the early 80s, I was in college, and we learned on typewriters, believe it or not. So I've seen the typewriters to now I'm tweeting and blogging and whatever else. You know, it used to just be write a story, tell your best story, and then go to the next one. But now it's like you write your story, then you kind of market your story. You tweet it out, you write, maybe blog about it and link to your story, and you figure out ways to get as most eyes to see it. Well, that's new. That's the last few years. First 25 years, that was unheard of. You didn't market anything. You just wrote a story. And it went in the paper, and then people read it, and that was the end of it. But now you're your own PR agent almost. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's the way it is.
Right. And so,
I don't see a lot bad with it.
No?
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes bad if you all of a sudden you start writing stories because you think, oh, this will get a lot of hits. Then you're out marketing, and it becomes more of you're a marketing guy trying to get hits. Then that's bad. But that's giving in to your worst human emotion, I guess. You could do similar stuff like that 25 years ago.
Right.
There's always you got to stay true and ethical to your principles, no matter what the technology is.
So for our students today, what kind of tips would you give them to continue to change in this fluid media environment? What do they need to know?
Well, all the social media, but that may change. In 3 years from now, we may not even be doing that. So you just got to. The biggest deal, and what I've seen over the years here in the last 10 years, is people slow to embrace the change. They get mad. It's not the way it used to be, and they go to PR, or they drop out, or they do something else. People who are open to change, and I don't mind tweeting and sending links out, and it seemed kind of silly at first, but now it's just what you do in this business, and I'm happy to do it. I think it's kind of fun. So I changed and didn't gripe and stick my feet out. And 3 years from now I'll be changing, accepting whatever else comes down the pike. As long as you remain true and ethical, and then it doesn't matter what technology you're using. But I just want to say that the golden age of communication is about to start. And if you're a young journalist right now, if I was in my 20s, early 20s, about to start off, on a career, I'd be real excited, because all you hear now is how it's in the tank. All the papers are going out of business. They can't sell ads. Internet has ruined everything because there's so many places to get free information. But the internet, the whole point of the internet is sharing information in a bigger way than it's ever been done before. And as soon as they figure out how to monetize that and get ads, make an ad on an internet, your website, nobody will pay the same amount of money for an internet ad that they will for a print ad. As soon as that flips, which is going to happen, I think the business is going to kind of have a renaissance, mushroom. But I'll probably be out of it by then, and I won't care, But I'm happy that there's a future, for younger people, because when I was younger, I enjoyed there was at least 2 papers in every big city. You didn't have trouble finding a job. You just had to figure out where you wanted to live, and then you went to that paper and got a job. Now it's it's like you can't hardly find a job, and if you did, you just if you got to go work in Wichita, I don't want to if you wanted to work in some city you didn't want to work in, but that's the only job you could find, you're stuck with it. But I think it's all about the change. I may be a hopeless optimist, but the golden age of communication is right on the doorstep.
Thank you for listening. Join us next week as we talk with Public Relations Pro Beth Lamb. I'm Dr. K.L. Colley. See you next week.